What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and unfortunately, for what feels like the 9th or 10th video in a row, I have no new MLB lockout news to share with you guys. The MLB lockout has been going on for almost 70 total days now, and we've gotten nothing new. At this point, a lot of analysts are almost guaranteeing that there's no spring training, and some are even guaranteeing already that there's no opening day. So it's really not looking good. Both sides refuse to talk, and I could go on and on for hours about this stuff because it really is so ridiculous to me. But this is a Red Sox channel, so we're going to focus on Red Sox things. And today, the Red Sox actually made an acquisition. It is a minor league acquisition because obviously during this whole lockout thing, you're not allowed to make any major league contract agreements or trades or anything like that. So it was a minor league deal, but it could have some interesting effects on the Red Sox in 2022. However, before I get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys have hit that like button as well. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. The player that I am, of course, talking about, the player that the Red Sox recently signed, is Roberto Ramos. He at one point was a Colorado Rockies prospect, a first base prospect in the Major League farm system, but he hasn't been in the Major League farm system in 3 years. In fact, his last season with any MLB team affiliate was 2019, and he had a pretty crazy 2019 season. In 2019, he played for the Colorado AAA affiliates, where Roberto Ramos had an average of 309, an OPS of 980, a slug of 580. He hit 36 home runs and had 105 RBIs. Unfortunately, however, that was not enough to get him up into the bigs. He didn't play a single game at the major league level in 2019, and the Colorado Rockies tend to blame that on his swing and miss ratio, which was trending upwards towards the end of the year. In fact, that swing and miss ratio was enough where the Colorado Rockies didn't feel like his bat was that big of a risk to take. After that, Ramos found himself playing in the Korean Baseball League, where he did pretty well. In 2020, he had a very similar season to 2019 over in Korea. But in 2021, he had a shoulder injury that prevented him from playing most of the season and was a big reason why his stats in 2021 weren't as great. I think he topped out at about 8 home runs and 25 RBIs, which was a quarter of what he was doing in 2019. Obviously, though, this does not stop the Red Sox from believing that Ramos can get back to that big power potential that he had in 2019 and 2020. According to Chris Cotillo, the Red Sox signed this guy to a minor league deal with the option to be at spring training, an invitation to spring training. And that's kind of big news because that means we could see Ramos, if he does well, on the 2022 opening day roster. The question is, how does this affect the 2022 team, and what does his path to the majors look like? Ramos's path to the majors is going to be a very, very tough one if he wants to be an everyday player. He's got the #1 overall first base prospect in most of the MLB in Tristan Casas, and he also has Bobby Dahlbeck, who's already up there. Not to mention, he's got Blaze Jordan nipping right behind at his heels. So in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, it's probably wildly unrealistic that we are going to see Roberto Ramos as an everyday first baseman for the Red Sox. But there is another way that Roberto Ramos ends up on the Red Sox in 2022 and possibly in the future. Like I said, Roberto Ramos has an invitation to spring training. If he can impress coaches, staff, managers, whatever it is, and end up on that roster as a bench bat, I think, and most people think, that this is the perfect position for him. We could always use a power left-handed bat on the bench to come in big situations. The best example I can think of to compare his role on the team to is Travis Shaw. Was he an everyday player at any point? I don't think so. There may have been a time where he played a month or two straight. I can't remember. But for the most part, Travis Shaw was a bench bat guy. but he had some pretty huge at-bats, and I think Ramos could fit into this, mostly because he has a lot of major league experience playing overseas. Yes, it's not the same as the MLB, but it's still a high-pressure, lot of fans situation where he's going to be used to that kind of spotlight. And before you guys say anything, I know that Tristan Casas is due up this year or early next year, but I really don't see Casas as a bench bat guy. My guess is that the Red Sox find a way to work him into a lineup so he gets 3 or 4 at-bats. Ramos is a little bit different. I think, again, if he proves himself, he ends up as a bench bat guy, and a pretty valuable bench bat guy at that. But a bench bat is where I see Ramos fitting in 2022. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about Roberto Ramos? Does it get you excited at all? Are you expecting him to be on the Red Sox in 2022? Do you assume that he'll be anywhere near the Red Sox anytime soon? Let me know what you guys think, because honestly, this is the first signing that I've seen by the Red Sox in a little bit. So I'm excited just purely because it's Red Sox news. We haven't had any in so long. So again, let me know what you guys think of Roberto Ramos down below. As always, if you've made it to the end of this video, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure that you guys have hit the like button as well. In the middle of a baseball lockout, to see you guys enjoying these videos means way more to me than you know. So make sure you show it by hitting that like button. Thank you all for clicking on this video, and I will see you in the next one.